This is the Homecoming with the Downing Brothers podcast, where we talk about real estate, business, and financial literacy. They live by the motto, dream, plan, execute. Your host, Anthony and Anton Downing.
Welcome to Homecoming with the Downing Brothers. This is Anthony.
This is Anton.
And who do we have today?
We have Quentin Love.
That's right, Quentin Love.
Antoine Love.
Where did Antoine come from?
It's my middle name. Blame my mother, not me.
hey, we can blame our mom too.
3 Antoine.
We got all the A's.
3 A's.
I love the alliteration.
Yeah, well, it's even better when it's on a report card. So, my Quentin Love experience started like maybe over a decade ago with a place called. Man,
10 or 20.
That's 10.
It's a long ass time.
That's right. But it was you had the spot Quench. You had this spot play called Quench, and
Yeah.
I used
Chicken
to go.
fettuccine Alfredo,
Right,
man.
man. I would go there like every week over in Bronzeville, man. So
46 in Michigan.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of miss that spot, man.
Me too.
So what's the spot now?
Turkey Chop Gourmet Grill, 3506 West on Chicago Avenue, in the West Side, the heart of the West Side.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
We need more. We need more West Side experiences. So we're gonna make the journey.
Okay.
We're gonna make the journey. Now, look, this is Homecoming with the Downing Brothers. So for us to properly kick off this episode, we have to take a journey back in time. So I'm gonna ask you, let all of the homies out there that are listening, let them know exactly what your hometown is, and when you were growing up, what was your first exposure? Who exposed you to real estate, business, or financial literacy?
Okay. Question 1. Right. So what was it again?
What's your hometown?
Chicago.
What part
That's
of the
like
city?
5 questions.
What part of the city?
What part of the city? Man, really both, South Side and West at the same time.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
No one claims both the South
Well,
and the
listen,
West
listen,
Side.
Okay,
man,
wait. Rep your high school then.
CVS.
That's South Side
Now
for
you're
real.
South Side. You're South Side.
But I lived West, and I had to travel all the way on the bus, 9 buses, 8 trains to get to 86 in Jeffrey.
That's
Long way.
That's doing way too much.
Long way.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
All right. So when you were growing up, though, what was your first experience? Like, who exposed you to real estate or business or financial literacy? Like, what was your exposure? What got you on this track?
No one really exposed me to real estate and financial literacy, but other than watching the street guys, watching the hustlers, watching them do their thing the right and the wrong way, and then realizing that, hey, there's some things to learn and to not learn, and there's some things I want to put in there so I can be successful. So honestly, just observing the street elements taught me about life. That was my first lesson.
First lesson. All right. So, I mean, we now know you as an entrepreneur. So
Social.
Social.
Somebody say cereal. Not when we eat the cereal.
Right.
But social entrepreneurship is when you truly, truly care about the community and not just take from it.
I'm feeling that.
Right. It's like it's planting the seed in the community, so that it can grow and then you can reap the benefits of it versus just taking for what exists. You got to plant something first.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but there had to be a catalyst. There had to be some experience, some job, or somebody that you met to say, you know what, I want to own my own business.
No, man, I'm telling you honestly, what I've experienced, the things I've seen, in my childhood, and the pain I've seen looking at 79th Street, looking at Cottage Grove, looking at certain elements, and I really, really wanted to do my version of how to transform some of those things that we saw and grew up into something that was more beautiful. Honestly, it was like seeing too much of the pain and realizing that we, as the people, need to make a difference in our own community. That was really my driving force.
Right.
Seriously.
And I feel that. I'm coming back from college, I knew I wanted to live in the city. I was not trying to have that suburban life or trying to act like or distance myself from where we came from on the South Side.
Yeah.
Right.
Before you leave, you got to leave something.
Yeah.
Before you go, but put something back in it that other people can benefit from.
Exactly. So was Quench your first restaurant? Or was that your first experience?
Yeah. It's been a lot.
So how did that happen? What How did you start that restaurant?
It was an amazing man. He still lives. His name is Lynn Hoyos. He has an office on 79th right off King Drive. He's a real estate mogul. Mm-hmm. If you all don't know Lynn Hoyos, I want to introduce you to this guy.
Okay.
Older man. He owned a boatload of properties throughout Chicago, and he allowed me to rent a space from him to open up my first barbershop, right? Q Cuts, 510 East 75th Street.
Man, I didn't even know about that one.
So,
right.
I mean, I'm a licensed barber. I cut hair first, right?
Okay.
And over the years, when it was time for me to open up my 2-level salon, that was at 553 East 75th Street, he opened up a restaurant in the old barbershop. And I said, man, I always enjoy cooking. Mm-hmm. So I went inside. So dream, plan, and execute. I went inside the restaurant, and I rubbed on the counter, and I said, for some reason, this is mine. It's my old barbershop. I rubbed on it. And I said to him, hey, man, you don't really want this restaurant, do you? He was like, yeah, it's kind of a hobby of mine. I said, I'll buy it from you right now. He gave me a deal I couldn't refuse. Whoa. And I executed. It was the done deal. I took advantage of it.
Man, was that the first quench or that
510 East 75th Street? That was the first quench. Mm-hmm. 5 items on the menu. It was $2.29 turkey burgers with fries. I don't know what kind of business that was, but I was giving it away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, how much longer after that did the quench that we went to on 47th Street appear?
I honestly don't know. It was a lot. I was so aggressive in business that the moment I got any money, I would reopen up another location, and I learned on the job. I didn't open up any books. It was just, following instinct. And when I finally got to 46 in Michigan is actually after I lost it all. I think, I lost it all. Then I opened up 46 in Michigan because someone else had it. Mm-hmm. And I, just being an entrepreneur, I just was like so aggressive, just put it online. And if Disney can do it, if McDonald's can do it, if so-and-so, they lost it all and got it back, I can do it too. So I put it all in the businesses and, lost all the businesses, like living from house to house or from one girlfriend to the next because I was so aggressive. And I had my restaurant to sleep in, but I didn't have my own spot. Mm-hmm. So 46 in Michigan was that special place for me that I began to rebirth myself.
Man, talking about
you put your all into that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just quit. When I hear you say lose it all, a lot of people are just like, well, this restaurant industry is not for me. I'm just not doing it again.
Yeah, I'm.
The thought never enters your mind that this isn't for me. I'm just gonna quit. Never enter your mind.
No, even with my stuff, even with my clothes in a box in the corner over a young lady's house, and I had this warehouse that was it was this $1 million warehouse, and I had invested in it, and I was paying $10,000 for rent, $6,000 for a light bill, $7,000 for a gas bill, had to borrow money to make it all work, and I had all of my clothes in a box. Because that was all I was thinking about, was how to make this warehouse successful. It didn't last, but I was willing to put it all on the line to make it work, for real.
Right. So, man, that's
talk about true grit right there.
Right.
Yeah. And at that point when I lost it, and I had pretty much lost my mind, and I had my property was about to be foreclosed on, and I had moved out, let a guy moved in, I got all my stuff, put my stuff in storage in the same warehouse where the grocery store was, and I had my stuff in the box at my girl house, so I had nowhere to go except be at her spot, and she was gracious enough to let me be there. And I'm like, man, if I just get out of this. And so I didn't have any money to pay my mortgage, and it was starting to foreclose. And right when I was about to foreclose, there was this guy, guy off the block, and we underestimate these guys. And he was like, man, I want to buy your property from you. And I'm like, man, you ain't got no money to buy my property. He said, I want to buy your property and your barbershop. I said, well, the barbershop is separate. You got to pay for that in cash, and you do this another kind of way. And he went and got that mortgage and then paid me cash in a shoebox, full of 20s for the barbershop. Whoa. Man, and turned my life around within 30 days. Yeah, I was on the ground.
Man,
and then all of a sudden it was like, bam, I was back.
Man, that's a blessing, man.
I was back. Yeah.
I mean, because even now you have multiple new businesses that we haven't even started speaking about yet.
Yeah.
So is that the point that you got to your cycling business?
Yeah, well, I'm an innovator, and I just see things for what it is, and I understand where there's a need, you got to fill it, especially in our community. I mean, you can open up they always ask me this question, why you won't open up on North Avenue in Madison? You should be downtown. You should be over here. I know I should be downtown. Yeah, I can pay that $10,000 rent, but why not be on Madison and Pulaski? Why not be on 79th and Cottage Grove? Why not be on 75th and King Drive? We need the same businesses as well, right?
And somebody has to be the first one to open it.
Exactly, and you got to be daring enough to open up something that has not been done before, right? And so that's how we get to these concepts of, opening up a black-owned Chinese restaurant, or me and my guy Shango Butler, he wanted to be the first guy to be an Italian restaurant chef on 71st and Stewart, right, at that time. Just being daring enough to just try it out and see if it popped. And then people are like, man, I can get Florentine, I can get Alfredo, I can get marinara sauce, I can get all this stuff right in and smack dab in Inglewood. Yeah, you sure can. You can get something other than barbecue. Right, and so that's what uplifts the community. That's what ignites the dream. Like, if I can dream it and imagine it, I can actually have it. Absolutely, absolutely.
Man, he's speaking our language over here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Right,
because I can tell you, the first couple of properties that we acquired, from when Anthony bought a condo to the single family home to that first 3-flat that wasn't really profitable. It didn't stop us from going ahead and doing another
one.
Yeah. And another one.
Right.
In the city, on the south side. Yeah. So we had this, the same mentality, and we just getting started.
Man.
We just getting started. All right. So I don't know, like, you got these multiple businesses, and it kind of makes me think about a homecoming event. So this is the homecoming event that I came up with. So I found this article in the Business Insider that said why you should try indoor cycling, a low impact workout with major benefits.
Yeah.
And so this is what Business Insider said. This is why you should try indoor cycling. A 45-minute indoor cycling workout can burn 350 to 600 plus calories. Indoor cycling is a low-impact way to get a high-intensity cardio workout, and in addition to a heart-pumping cardio workout, cycling works your lower body, especially your glutes and quads. So there's nothing quite like the intensity of a cycling workout, especially when you add, I guess, a cultural aspect to it. When you add the music and
put that trap music on,
right? And also
that house music on.
Whoever the instructor is makes a big impact on the experience.
Yeah.
So tell us about.
Now you tell me, you was there. You all came the other week. How you feel? I heard you was real sore afterwards.
Man, that was one of the most intense cycling. There was nothing low impact about that.
Right.
Oh my God.
So I'm reading this thing on Business Insider. Low impact. No, it's high impact.
No.
It's high impact. It's high impact.
Yeah, and the music keeps pumping. And
listen. I was in Atlanta, and I was blessed to live in Atlanta for. People mostly live in Atlanta for a short period of time, and I was there doing my little run in Atlanta, and a young lady introduced me to this guy, legend in the game, and when this dude, I met this guy. His name is Keith, and Keith was doing some crazy things on the bike, and unfortunately, he was twerking off the bike, right? And I'm like, what this dude is like for real, like, acting crazy off the bike. But when I tell you, he was one of the best instructors I'd ever seen, in just the way he motivated you. And that room was so hot, and just the grit and the way these women were just working out so intensely. I just this is something I've never ever seen before in my life.
Right.
But I didn't fathom the thought that I would be an instructor. It was just something I just experienced. So when I was in Atlanta, I would go. And then when I came back to Chicago, And I went to like an LA Fitness and Export, and it was just like, just a basic ride. I said, man, this is crazy. Like, I mean, I can do this, and I'm not even an instructor. So I just stepped out on faith, that dream again, closed my eyes, and I began to imagine myself being an instructor on a bike. It was just so far-fetched in my mind because I'm a martial artist, right? I mean, I teach martial arts. I had my own dojo for some years, and that's my thing.
Man, I didn't know about that business.
Are you a vampire? I mean, you've been here 200 years. How many businesses and careers?
I've reinvented myself a lot. So I mean, I'm 47. And I've been owning businesses since I was 20, man, 21 years old.
Right.
I mean, so it's a long time of, being successful, making mistakes, just having the experiences of, I mean, you name it, I've done it, from dry cleaners.
I love it.
There's something for the fall?
We good. We good. You got, so from martial arts studios to dry cleaners to an array of restaurants to the nonprofit, and my life has never been the same, but it's mainly all about the nonprofit. It's always been about the Love Foundation, right? If I would have knew 20 years ago that the more you give, the more you receive, I would have gave it away. I would have gave it away a long time ago. That is something I totally believe in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're at the point now where I just expect something great to happen every day. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, I would be kind of surprised if I got a phone call or something unexpected opportunity and we just jump on it. But now I really expect it to be that way. One, because as I journey through life, and people come and say, oh, I'm into this and I'm into that. As they're talking, I start to remember people who I know in my network that would benefit from that. And I say, it doesn't take anything from me to introduce them to that opportunity.
Yeah.
For me to be like, oh, yeah, you should meet so-and-so because they can help you do what you want to do. And I don't know, I find joy in it.
It's about blessing a random stranger. So how I got to a level and how my life was saved thousands of times because a random person saved my life. It wasn't necessarily a person that I knew. It was a person that may have just met me or gave me a handshake deal. You know how many handshake deals you all have had without having to sign on the dotted line?
Right.
I mean, my success has been based on, deal. And then standing on that deal. Not worrying about breaching the contract, because when we look at each other in each other's eyes, that's the honor that we have. That's the code. Right. And then following that code all the way to the finish line and dealing with it when it's breached. It's like, man, that didn't work out too well. And like, how can I revamp myself to go back? So that's how we get to, dreaming about being a spin instructor, going to some cycling classes, seeing some of my contemporaries do some amazing things, and then see how I can tweak it a little bit to make it mine. And that's how Bikettle was born. And then you got a chance to meet my amazing business partner that you will be meeting, seeing her again, March 6th, Julia Measure. And she believed in me, and we opened up the location on 75th and Calumet, but I opened up the first one on North Avenue in Costner.
Right. Yeah. So
one on the south side, one on the west side.
Right.
For now. Yeah, for now. Yeah.
I can look, based on your resume and the history you just ran to us, I know you got about 20 more businesses left in you. So, hey, I believe in you. Some people, when you hear them talk, you can instantly believe that when they say they're going to do something, that it's actually going to happen. And you got that kind of spirit about you. I feel it.
But I'm moving real slow these days. I think now, before I move, I would close my eyes for real and see something, and the next day go out, see a storefront, get it, handshake deal. I want this right now. When I see something, I contact the person. I said, is this yours? He said, yeah. Can I see it? He says, yes. Or she says, yes. They said, how much is it? I said, I'll be right back. I go straight to the bank, go get the money, bring it right back to him and say, here's the money right now. I want the keys today. Give me the lease later. And let him know, like, oh, he's serious.
Right.
He's serious.
It's nothing like action.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about what they're going to do, but the people who actually take action on things. I mean, I've had conversations with people and the same way as you, and I'm like, I tell them.
I might have showed up with a bank statement instead of the actual cash, but that's just me.
No, No, but I mean, I've had conversations with people where I hear their idea and their need, and I know that I can fulfill that need for them. Yeah. And for me, I have a sense of urgency where I'm going to get it for them either today, or if business is closed, I'm gonna have it to them first thing in the morning. And I think people aren't accustomed to people who follow through.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. People lack a lot of integrity. People lie a lot. People pretend a lot. But when people finally get a chance to see somebody that's really genuine, things change.
Right.
Right at that moment. Like, oh, this is my moment to see somebody that's actually real. This is not pretend now. Now it's time for me to dream and execute. Like, this is really finna happen for my life.
Right.
Today.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, see, you could be in a circle, man, because you living by the same code, man. I love it.
Well, look, we've talked about a bunch of businesses, and that brings me to Anton's definition of the day.
Anton's definition of the day.
Right after this break. All right, so we're back, and the definition of the day is a serial entrepreneur. A serial entrepreneur is an entrepreneur who continuously comes up with new ideas and starts new businesses, as opposed to a typical entrepreneur who will often come up with a single idea, start the company, then see it through and play an important role in the day-to-day functions of said company. Now, we've heard how many different businesses? You got
a lot.
Bikettle, you had Quench,
you
had the turkey
chop.
Turkey chop, that's 3 right there.
2 different barbershops.
Well, that's kind of one.
I would not. I can't remember. When someone asked me in my age, I said I'm 50 because I can't remember now. My mind just draws a blank. I can't remember. I can remember certain things in recent years, but right now it's all about turkey chop. It's all about Bikettle. It's all about the Love Foundation. It's all about Zone Nutrition. It's all about all the things that I care about, which is the wellness of people.
You living in it now?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And what I noticed that even if a couple of them may have failed, or maybe not so much failed but stalled, I noticed that you also sold a business. It's not that you moved on to something else because it failed. You sold a barbershop, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've sold a lot of businesses. Sold a barbershop, sold restaurants, or just simply closed them. I mean, things have time periods. Relationships. You meet somebody that may be around for a short period of time. You meet somebody, that may be around for a lifetime. And businesses have a shelf life. Y'all buy real estate. You buy real estate. You hold on to some, and you get rid of them in 30 days. Right. You can't be attached to them.
Right.
Can't be emotional in this business.
Man, I definitely feel that way.
Can't be emotional.
Move on.
Yeah. All right. So this is Homecoming with the Downer Brothers. And so I just want you to tell us off the top of your head, when you hear the word homecoming, what does that mean to you?
Mom, my mother, my grandmother, the people that really truly love me, that have been there for me my whole life. Homecoming is grandma wants me to come and pick up some greens today, and I ain't got time. Homecoming. For real. I think about my family when I think of homecoming.
That's your family. All right. So,
man, have you ever been like the quiet storm on a radio station? The Midnight Love, because you have that deep voice. It makes me feel like, man, he's probably be in this business.
Man, dream, plan, execute. Don't get me started. I've already figured out I'm gonna give me 2 of those rings, and it's time.
All right, no doubt. All right, so you know what? We need a story right now. We need a story. Give us a homecoming story. Give us some. When you think of homecoming, give us something interesting, awkward, funny, whatever you want. But give us a homecoming story.
You definitely come home a couple times from other cities.
Yeah. It was. The biggest homecoming story for me was coming back home from Atlanta. I had my last restaurant left, and I'm sitting in my restaurant, and there's nobody coming in. There's nothing there. And I'm like, man, whoever you believe in. At that time, I'm just talking to the Creator God, and like, man, if you just give me an opportunity, I'm back in Chicago. If you just give me this opportunity to turn my business around and my life around, I will do what's right for you. Whatever that meant to me. And something came and it said, give it all away. And I'm at I'm at 3506 West Chicago Avenue. We're talking about I'm surrounded around, heroin and crack and drug dealers and prostitution and you name it. And not to mention all of the great homes and families that live in the surrounding area. But what I saw was so much danger. And I'm like, man, like how, coming back home to Chicago, how can I contribute amongst this? And how is it impacting my business? This is insane. And it's like, just give it all away. Give what away? Give your food away. But I'm not making any money in the first place. No. Follow what I asked you to do. Take what you have inside of these doors and give it away. And watch how the energy begins to shift in your life. And from that moment, every Monday from 12 to 3, we begin to give away thousands upon thousands upon thousands of meals. And my business began to grow. And it's not about growing a turkey shop, but everything in my life began to grow because of my homecoming back to Chicago. It wasn't Atlanta. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It was right where I started. Right. And to date, we gave away over 250,000 meals. And
wow.
Unfortunately, it's counting because people still are in need. People that are homeless, and that need a hot meal. And
did that start with the homeless walking into your restaurant, or?
Yeah. Because in that community, you have, they buy their heroin or they buy what they need, and then they come into the restaurant. They may want to use the bathroom. They may want to do whatever. They may not have any money to get food. They just bought it on some drugs, right? And it's like, but how can I inspire hope? How can I make them feel special despite what they're dealing with, right? And we talk about, I see the God in you. So if I really care about you as a man or a woman, I see the God in you, right? Because you see the God in me. That's helping the random stranger. Right. So as I'm looking at you, and if you're God, and then God is like, okay, he just blessed me. He just fed me. Therefore, I'm not going to harm anybody tonight. I'm not going to do harm to myself tonight. And therefore, he needs to be showered with what he needs to get. And it's like, whether it be personally and professionally, right? And so my homecoming story is like, man, like I can never be anywhere if it wasn't for the love of the people of Chicago.
That was a homecoming story.
Yeah, it really was.
That was a homecoming story. All right, so we usually take a turn right here and ask you to let all the homies out there know about any charitable cause or charitable organization, and why you support it and how people can find out more about it.
I feel like you were starting to go in that direction already.
It's the Love Foundation. I started in 2001, and we focus on feeding people. We've gave away thousands of dollars in grant money to different people, from business to that single parent to that young person that's a student or that's struggling. A person that may be an elderly that just need to get their medical bills. I mean, we've done all different types of things, but I started that organization because, what's near and dear to my heart is the people of Chicago, and there's anybody that needs some support. But through the restaurant, Turkey Chop, every Monday from 12 to 3, that's what we do. So, anytime you all are free on 12 o'clock on Mondays, please come serve with me. The line is out the door. And on Thanksgiving, we give away thousands upon thousands of turkeys, right? Every year for Thanksgiving. We give away thousands upon thousands of toys for Christmas. And I just want to see somebody smile, man. Right, I just want to see somebody smile.
Hey, it's fulfilling to give back.
I just want to see somebody smile. I just want people to take that same love and just go somewhere else with that and love somebody else, man. It takes nothing to love people. I love you all anyway.
Right.
When Julia said, oh man, them guys, they already know you. And I said, yeah, I've seen these guys before. They're good guys. And because the love that you all share with me from somebody else, I need to come here and share the love with you, just for no reason at all. And that's what we need to do. Is everybody out there need to stop hating and just start loving. Don't worry about the reason. Just do it.
The Downing Brothers endorse that message.
Look, man, I mean, you're personifying your moniker. Your last name is Love, and like,
Thanks, Mom.
Hey, yeah, it's so many levels to it. It's so I'm hearing it throughout. Every restaurant, every business, this foundation. I feel like I've seen some politicians or some other business people serve at your on Mondays.
Yeah, they've all, the mayors have been there. I mean, Dorothy Brown has come a lot of times. Hey, Ms. Brown. I mean, that's a wonderful lady.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they come through, and they support, but I just want the regular person to come too. Just come, show up and give back.
Right.
It's so much healing that comes along with it because God is in those people. When you look in the eyes and they just simply say thank you, it's something about it. If you're going through something right now, I say just go outside your door and just start giving some away. I guarantee your life will change. It's like it's instant.
Right.
It's like just really truly believe in that. Like really believe in just giving. We learn it in church, right? We learn the basic foundations of giving in church, but we need to come out of the church and like go outside and bless people.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm with that, man.
You gotta do that work.
Yeah. You have to do the work, especially as black men. One of the things that our women talk about is, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And what they want to see is us doing this, right? They want to see us taking care of our community. We can't be the saviors of community, but do your part. And if she see you doing your part, you get anything you want. Get whatever you want.
Right.
Because she's seeing you being the man that you're supposed to be versus just,
message.
yeah, I'm the man, beating your chest. No, don't beat your chest. Do the work.
Do the work. Do the work, and then you get recognized.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to have to leave it right there. Can you tell people where they can find you on social media and internet?
Yeah, Quintin Love, Facebook, Mr. Quintin Love, Instagram. You can call me directly. I'm not a hard man to find. I mean, my telephone number is on social media. Please reach out to me. Let's do some work. Let's help people.
Name your businesses real quick.
Come to Bikettle, 345 East 75th Street. And based on when this is going to air, I'll probably be teaching that night, right. At 6:30. So Bikettle.com, Turkey Shop, 3506 West on Chicago Avenue. If you want to lose weight, right, and you having a challenge with losing weight, we have the energy drink, the protein drink, the how to, release from you having a hard time going to the bathroom. If you need your multivitamin, we have created something for that. It's called Zone Trition. That's zonetrition.com. And if you want to give back, that's lovefoundationproject.org.
All right. Hey. He gave you a whole lot. Rewind it if you need to.
I was just going to say that. Rewind it a couple of times.
Rewind it a couple times.
Find your lane. One of those lanes is for you.
Right.
And be a part of it.
All right. So that concludes this episode of Homecoming with the Downer Brothers. What we need all the homies to do now is stick around for Anthony's After Set. All right, for all the homies out there, thank you for sticking around for Anthony's After Set. By this point, you guys know what the After Set is about. It's about leaving you guys with some inspiration. And today, I want to let all of the homies know you got some building to do. Nobody is going to hand it to you. You have to go out and do the work. The success of your future is dependent on the work that you do. Not anyone else, but what you do. You are the catalyst for your life, for the start of whatever experience you want to have. If you're going to be able to buy that first property, start your first business, change your life, educate other people, start a charitable organization, whatever it is that you want to do, you have to do the work. And it is dependent upon you. You have some building to do. I want to see all the homies get out there and build something. Get out there and do the work. Stay inspired. Stay doing the work. And tune in to the next episode of Homecoming with the Downer Brothers.
Thank you for tuning in to Homecoming with the Downing Brothers podcast. for more information on how to dream, plan, execute in real estate, business, and financial literacy. Visit www.thedowningbrothers.com.